Welcome back to another exciting episode of Branding Banter, your promo podcast. Meg Erber is looking very fashionable today, but my name is Jeff Franklin, National Accounts Manager with Headwear USA.
And I'm Meg Erber, Director of Sales for Performa.
And I am Scott Pearson, co-founder of 6 a.m. Sourcing.
Awesome. We've got some more Eclipse glasses. Very cool. Well, if Scott and Meg have not already alluded to it, visually at least, we're going to talk about solar eclipse merch. Really, it's sort of a case study today because as Meg is wearing a raccoon shirt with wearing very festive glasses, it's very cool. If you're not watching the podcast, you probably should go check out the video on the Facebook page or on the YouTube channel or wherever else you can find it. The video is always a lot of fun. Meg, how you doing? You're obviously not at home.
No, I actually, today is April 8th. It's when we are pre-recording our podcast. And as you know, today is the day of the solar eclipse. It's actually happening in like an hour and a half. And I decided to come up to Greenville, Maine, because it's like in the solar eclipse's totality. So we're going to get the full eclipse up here. So I figured, why not? I have the place. I have to be here, especially since it's like not going to happen. This one in particular isn't going to happen again for another 20 years. This could be like a once in a lifetime opportunity. And I had to do it. Bring Addie up and say it.
Yeah. Speaking of solar eclipses, today is also Nick Mirich's birthday. So happy birthday, Nick Mirich. That man definitely blocks out the sun. So, yep. Meg, did you freeze or is that just a really good mannequin?
I think she's doing the no blink thing with us. It's like a contest.
Oh, there she is. Kind of, sort of.
Wow.
I think the eclipse is blocking out.
We're getting very close to totality right now, it seems.
Sorry.
All right. Awesome. Well, look, let's get right into it. Of course, this podcast is brought to you by our good friends over at Bell Promo. They're an award-winning supplier of an ever-expanding range of branded merchandise sold exclusively through their strategic network of promotional product distributors. Known and respected for the deepest inventory in the industry, Bell Promo also leads the way with innovative decoration methods, exceptional turnaround time, and low 12-piece minimums. While they have made their mark by offering the largest selection of drinkware of any single supplier, Bell Promo continues to expand their offerings, including writing instruments, notebooks, awards, backpacks, travel accessories, apparel, and headwear. To better serve their distributor partners, they warehouse and decorate their merchandise in a state-of-the-art 350,000 square foot facility where over 800 passionate Bell Promo employees don't meet expectations, they exceed them. At Bell Promo, their shared goal is to provide their distributor partners with every possible resource to support their efforts and help their respective businesses thrive. And yes, you can Bell Promo that.
I've actually walked their floor, and it is incredibly impressive. The operational side of what they do is incredible. From what as a friendly competitor who got to walk it, it was honestly pretty amazing.
350,000 square feet is it's a decent sized warehouse,
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, all right, we're gonna talk solar eclipse merch. Meg, you had mentioned you'd seen some videos, and obviously now that you've been up in Maine over the last couple days, over the weekend or whatever, there's pop shops and stuff popping up everywhere with tons of Eclipse merch, like it's taken over the town.
Yeah.
Give us a little bit of details, first of all, about maybe the population of Moosehead and normally and what you guys are expecting and all that good stuff. Why don't you just give us a quick rundown?
Sure, I'll make it really quick. So the town that I live in is houses about 1,800 people. And it's a nice remote little area up in northwestern Maine. And to the fact that the moose outnumber the humans 3-1. And they're expecting about 30,000 people to come into town this week and today, which is insane. But I've been watching all the Facebook posts and everything. And I went into town yesterday, and every single store, it's like a headquarters and has different types of merch. And there will be a video dropped in the comments of this so you can see what I saw. But I had to go out and buy some stuff, obviously, because it was just really cool designs and people were getting really creative. But speaking of creative, that's why we brought Scott on today, because he did this whole case study on solar eclipse merch. So I thought we had to bring in the expert for this. So
100%.
Scott, tell us a little bit about how this happened, how this came to be, and we'll talk about your challenges and the results. Go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of what our business model is that we try to come up with creative solutions for tactics and execution of marketing type pieces like this. It's a little more utilitarian. It tells a little bit of a different story, and that married really well, with the paper ones also. This one specifically, we started about a year ago, and this concept was something with T-Mobile, and they have a wonderful giveaway almost monthly on their app, which is T-Mobile Tuesdays. And they use products as an incentive to get clients or customers to come in store, pick up their free gift, and obviously it's then a selling opportunity or some sort of a tie-back. Specifically, what they were looking to achieve on this was the tie-in of the Eclipse, obviously, but as well as to get people to start to share, influencers to start to share on social, and to get people chatting and talking about what's coming, and using the product as a catalyst to then T-Mobile's being discussed, right? They're achieving everything they want to do. The nice thing from a sustainable standpoint is that they also, which is one of their big initiatives, is that by it being an actual clip-on lens, this then, after the Eclipse can come off, and they've got still uses for the product where they're still gaining their ad impressions, they're still gaining the usage and the sustainability of the product. So it tied in really well. There's a ton of compliance that goes into this and requirement, because there's a liability and risk with the clip-on lens itself. Last thing you want is for millions of these to go out, and then you've got people burning their eyes or whatever the case is. So that was a really, really, obviously we take compliance very seriously. We've got a lot of depth and understanding in that. And so we made all the necessary steps to ensure that not just T-Mobile's protected, but also the recipient of the gifts are protected as well. So.
Yeah. So the slide that I have up right now, Scott, that you provided us, doesn't really, it's difficult to see because it's kind of small, but could you walk us through sort of some of the compliance side of that? Because obviously that's Absolutely. A huge challenge, I think, for anybody that would be trying to get into something like that.
Yeah, high level, in our industry, we know that, let's get some sunglasses with an Eclipse lens and let's get them made and let's get them out to people. We know, just coming from the big box supplier world, that there is an immense amount of liability and risk with products, and we need to be concerned not just with the material content, the material safety, the performance of the material and the product itself, but also the factories that you're working with, the sub-vendors that you're working with. And in a project like this, there needs to be testing that is provided and done in the very beginning at the raw material factory level. It needs to be done once production starts. It needs to be done throughout with kind of a cadence that is agreed upon with the client and the factory, and then post-production as well. So what you had up there was the bill of material. And so that breaks down every single component of a product that is critical when you are assessing what needs to be tested for, right? So from a Prop 65, from a lead substrate, from all sorts of different tests that need to be ran, you can build your compliance protocols and your QC inspection protocols based upon starting with the bill of material. So that's a critical first step, and then that's provided obviously to your testing labs along with the physical products, and it keeps you just on a mainstream of being on the same page as you go through the process.
Very cool.
That's really interesting. And I know, because when I bought these off of Amazon a month ago, I bought them because I was worried I wasn't going to have any, and I was like, oh, I wonder if those are safe. They were only $6.99 for a pack of 10. So I won't look directly at the sun, just so if anyone's worried.
On the inside of the arms of those should be all of your safety information and how to use them properly. Exactly.
Yeah, that ISO thing on the left side there, Meg, that's probably what you're looking for.
Yeah, you've got your ISO certification and testing, and there's all sorts of different steps to that part of the process. So one of the really cool things about this project specifically, though, T-Mobile's come back just in the last week and said this has become one of their most successful handouts giveaways, because they actually handed this out in store 2 weeks ago, and exactly what the intention was. It's being shared by the influencers, it's being shared on social, and there's this whole buildup now to this event. So it's kind of on that ride where I think you said, Meg, you're getting 30,000 people and 90,000 moose up to, it was 3-1, right? To me. And so, this really caught the wind. And also, we had a few overs on this and did a little bit of school donation and did some other things like that with it as well.
I think it's really cool. And I love how T-Mobile used the social influencing aspect of it, because we talk about the number of impressions that each promotional product gets. But the minute you give it to somebody that has an influential following, that could be one impression versus now I'm wearing this and you're seeing the logo and I might have 5,000 followers. There's an immediate 5,000 impressions. And if it's reshared, so I really think it's as a big, I really like when it comes down to the social media influencing when it's our promotional products. I just think there's so much value there.
Yeah.
So aside from all like the specking everything out to make sure it's compliant, were there any other challenges that you faced with this case study?
Only in the aesthetic of the physical clip-on lens itself. We started with a polycarbonate clip-on lens that is more traditional, which you see, which is made out of polycarbonate. And so it's a different material and it's manufactured differently. And so that was the ultimate goal and the inspiration, was to achieve that exact look. And then when we got into the compliance requirements and the way that this lens material is actually made, the manufacturing is very different than the way polycarbonate is, going from molds and toolings into this is produced in sheets and then has to be laser cut into the form. Now there's thicknesses to it because this would be a similar material you'd use if you were a welder. That it's just, this is kind of what you're using in that case. That was really the only, everything else was expected, right? Refinements in terms of branding application, in terms of where colors go, those really are not challenges, those are expected. But this was the first one that we had to overcome and work with the client in understanding the capabilities of the material and the shortcomings of the material, and all maintaining the liability and risk management, right? So they were really good in working with us on that, and that went really smooth. Other than that, I mean, we made, obviously we have feet on the street, having our own entity in Ningbo. So we have our team actually physically in the factory. I made, and our other team member made, multiple trips to China during the manufacturing process, because doing this many pieces was about 120 days almost of manufacturing time. So, and all of that, the QC protocols, the inspection protocols, the compliance protocols, all went really smooth. So to your point, the short of it, the long of it is that this was the only real challenge, was getting this to where it was at.
So basically what I'm hearing is that this isn't your first rodeo. You've done something similar to this before.
Yeah. No, it's our jam though. This is our jam. And this was a really thoughtful and strategic project in the way that they approached it. And that it's really cool to see the product becoming successful in the way it was intended to be executed. And they did an amazing job with the distribution, with the messaging, with the advertising, with their app. And that was really cool.
Now, do you happen to know if this was basically T-Mobile's idea, or if this was an idea generated by the distributor to basically sell to T-Mobile?
Yeah, this is so this was kind of a collaboration of a number of ideas with intention, whether it to be a utility type item, a heritage type item, whatever the impact is or what they're looking for. And so that was in working with the distributor, coming up with a number of product ideations and concepts, and then delivering those in a presentation to T-Mobile, and then them working with them and what is important to them, what they think. So it was a whole back and forth collaboration. To be honest, I don't recall. I know that we had come up with the idea, but they may have had the idea as well. Because you're looking at, with monthly giveaways, you're looking at benchmark monthly pinnacle points, right? Where you can, jump on and just, jump on the coattails of something that's already happening.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing actually, because I mean, I know I kind of live under a rock, but I didn't even realize that we were having a freaking solar eclipse until about 6 weeks ago. So there's no way in hell I would have been on board with this one. But yeah. I don't know. Like, I think it's really cool. It's really, really good of both T-Mobile and the distributor and yourselves to basically be on your game enough to know that this is coming up and to be able to capitalize on it. It's really, really well done.
Yeah, it is. It's a good one, and we've got, I think it's just over, barely over an hour now. It's going to be popping. So
yeah, I know. So where are you located, Scott? Are you how much of the eclipse are you going to see?
We will see just over half, not quite 2/3 of the sun will be covered. We're in Southern California, so certainly, the schools here are very active and involved in the experience of science and the educational aspect of it, and the kids will be out. I will be out in our office warehouse parking lot enjoying it for, I don't know, I'm going to go out like just before 11 a.m. Pacific Standard, and it's supposed to be, I think, 11:15, 11:17. So we'll see. I haven't done this since I was a kid.
I know. I feel like we
cool.
had another solar eclipse when Addie was little, and so maybe within the last 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
And she was so little, I was worried that she wasn't going to keep the glasses on her, but she did. So I thought, what a really cool opportunity just to be able to do this with her. And we went yesterday at 3:00, because I think it's supposed to start ish like around 2 something and end at 4 something, but we're going to have all full totality around 3. I don't even remember when, between 3:05 and 3:15. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I thought, what a great educational experience, and to do it as a family. And we kind of were looking where the sun was at 3:00, and we were like walking around, and we're like, oh, we can just watch it right from our deck. So we're like, perfect. We'll put the Adirondack chairs out. We'll have our little goggles and cold beer, and we'll see what happens.
Do you have like an Eclipse cocktail recipe?
I feel like I'm not that prepared, but we did go out and buy some beers, and and it's so nice out. Like it was blizzarding on Friday when we came up here, to the point where I had to put it in 4-wheel drive the last 2-3 hours. I was white knuckled. I'm like, this was a bad idea.
Yeah, no, I saw your TikTok. There's freaking snow on the ground.
Oh yeah, well, and it's all melted. It was snowing the next day, and then in the last 2 days it didn't get over like 35, but it's all melting. And today it's like in the 50s, and I'm out there with a t-shirt on, and I'm sporting my little raccoon. Got this at like yeah.
Well, we had cloud and rains here in California on Friday, and thank God it has cleared up. I didn't really even put too much thought into the fact that if it was cloudy everywhere in the U.S. during this would not be as effective.
Well, here in South Central PA, we're supposed to get, I think, somewhere around 80% totality, which will still be cool to see. I wanted to drive up to Erie, PA, and maybe meet up with RJ Messenger and do the whole thing up there. It would have been cool, but I just don't have the time to. I think it's like a 3-hour drive or something like that. I just didn't have time.
Yeah.
But it would have been a really cool experience. So I'm a little bit jealous that you're up there and you're going to experience 100% totality. And
that's really cool.
We definitely
want to see
lots
of pictures. Yeah, I will. I think I want to have like a view of like what we're experiencing, and then have another one kind of. I don't know how safe it is to point a camera at the solar eclipse. I would probably not want to do it, but I don't know.
No, I don't think
it's we'll see.
At all.
Let's find out.
Yeah, just don't look through the lens. Just
okay. Yeah, no, I'll just set it up one here and then one here, and kind of.
Uh-oh, she's in totality now, Scott.
She's at totality. It's happening.
Yep. She's totally gone.
Well, at least we know she's not doing the blinking challenge right now, or no blinking.
Correct. I mean, it's a hell of an impressive mannequin challenge. I will give her that. But no, Meg, I'm actually, since you're back, I actually do want to chat with you real quick, just to find out from the merch side of things up there. Like, what have you seen? Like, what is going on? Why is there so much merch everywhere? Pop-up shops and galore and.
So like 2 weeks ago, they opened up a solar eclipse headquarters in town. They changed, which is insane. It's like right on the corner. And then they have a wooden sign that I've been coming up here for the last 3-4 years now. It has not changed. It's like a wooden, like carved sign. They changed the sign when you come into town, which I put on Facebook, but it's on the beginning of the video. So yeah, so all of the merch shops, even like the candle store, everybody is like is selling merch. So there's buttons, there's pins, there's stickers, there's t-shirts, there's candy, there's hats, everything that you can think of. It is solar eclipse themed, and I just love it because the area that I live in, they base a lot of their revenue on tourism. And in the wintertime, it's all we get a lot of snow. There's a mountain, there's skiing, there's snowboarding, ice fishing. But if it doesn't get cold enough, or if there doesn't get a lot of snow, then the tourism is just crap. It sucks. So this is making up for the entire winter right now. But because they did not have a good winter. But I can tell you right now, every business and everyone is so happy and so nice. And I'm like, oh, I just love it here. This is like peaceful. But yeah, so the merch is out of control. I love it. And I couldn't help myself. Me and Addie got matching t-shirts, and VJ got a sweatshirt. Hold on, I got it right here. Sorry. Yeah, and it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so we had to.
The promotional products intertwined into global events and to things that are real in terms of more than just even advertising, but it's recognition of something that's happening. So it's the beauty of what we do.
So Scott, I think we'll actually end it with that. Do you have any recommendations for anybody that's trying to take advantage of maybe events like this or other types of events out there? I mean, how would you try to help somebody for the next type of event?
Don't settle and do what's easy, for sure. Do deep dives and collaborate, and don't rely on just one vision right at the beginning. Work your way through the ideation and the concepts and products that can actually be used in a sustainable fashion, meaning just multiple uses, like you were saying, Meg, earlier, and because you're benefiting from additional ad impressions. And then work with individuals who can actually understand the collaboration that's required, the compliance that's required, the execution that's required to deliver a quality product that's compliant on time. So I think it's selecting your partners wisely. I think the sustainable aspect is critical, and then having creativity, which is our jam, and we thrive on it and try to differentiate with it. So that would be my recommendation for sure.
Awesome.
Cool.
Great advice. Thank you so much, Scott. This is
Yeah.
I love it. I love this one, except for my internet.
Yeah.
Blame it on the Eclipse.
I know when you guys get to watch this, and it's going to be 4 days after the eclipse, but hopefully everybody enjoyed it and got to see a glimpse of it. So this episode was brought to you by our good friends over at Bell Promo. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring us. They're an award-winning supplier of an ever-expanding range of branded merchandise sold exclusively through their strategic network of promotional product distributors, known and respected for the deepest inventory in the industry. Bell Promo also leads the way with innovative decoration methods, exceptional turn time, and low 12-piece minimums. While they've made their mark by offering the largest selection of drinkware of any single supplier, Bell Promo continues to expand their offerings, including writing instruments, notebooks, awards, backpacks, travel accessories, apparel, and headwear. To better serve their distributor partners, they warehouse and decorate their merchandise in a state-of-the-art 350,000 square foot facility where over 800 passionate Bell Promo employees don't meet expectations, they exceed them. And at Bell Promo, their shared goal is to provide their distributor partners with every possible resource to support their efforts and help their respective businesses thrive. And yes, you can Bell Promo that. Thank you guys again. Scott, it was awesome having you on.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Meg. Appreciate you guys.
I hope you guys enjoy.
All
Take
right.
care.
Take care. Bye-bye.